Oh, live. Look who's back. Back in the studio. John
Woo!
has returned. How was it? How was your
It
grand
was.
weekend?
It
Dragon
was a
Con.
very grand weekend. It was very different because
Mm-hmm.
um, it they capped how many people. Normally you're talking like 50,000 to 80,000 attendees. Yeah, you heard
Yeah.
me right. Yeah, it's a lot.
And
And
how
so
many
there
did they
were
have?
I really don't know what the numbers were, but
Huh.
you could actually walk around and not be just crammed like sardines
Yeah.
in a.
Mm.
But it was great. Everyone stayed masked the entire time, and everyone
Mm-hmm.
had to have proof of vaccination or a COVID test
Oh, really?
within 72 hours. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. So everyone was very good and very safe, and so
Uh-huh.
that was great. Got to see some. We got to go to. Usually, you only make it to like two or three panels a day because you end up spending a lot of time in line to get into the panels. But even
Mm-hmm.
when you're not in one of the panels, there's still so much to see with the cosplay and everything. So, of course, this year the big thing was Loki's. Lots and lots of Loki's. Lots of alligator Loki's, which was
Did you
awesome.
see
And then
any
lots of
low-key
TVA.
Lokis?
Yes, there was a lady there that had a very shoddy costume and a T-shirt that said "low key." So yes,
Ah!
yep, yeah. That's there's some great mashups. There was a lady doing cosplay that I'm like, oh my gosh, are you cosplaying Annie Lennox? And she said close, and she had a tux penguin. She was
Okay.
Annie Lennox.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So yeah, there's usually some. Yeah, tons of alligator Lokis there, Scarlet. Um, yeah,
Wait,
it was it
am I
was it
missing
was
it?
great.
What's the joke for alligator Loki?
Oh, you've seen the
I am
you have
struggling
not?
to complete
Oh,
the
okay.
series. I'm
You haven't seen that one? There's only 6 episodes, I think.
Yeah, maybe I'm about three or four in. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I haven't
Yeah,
like
that's a
don't
reference
spoil
to
it for
that.
me. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's do the actual show. How about it? After we say hello to everybody out there in YouTube live land. Thanks for joining us again. Derek got up. Derek from Canada.
Derek. Yeah, I mean he's getting up early. Jeremy,
All right. I'm
Apples
gonna. You ready to
Anonymous,
go?
Scarlet so forth. Yeah, Chris Logan. Hey, all right.
All right. Let's see. I guess we'll do it right at the stroke of top of the hour here. And we'll do it in three, two, one. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 586 for September 12th, 2021. Good morning, John.
Good morning, James.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
We were just
And thank you.
talking about your. Yes?
Oh, I was going to say, and thank you to Steve for
Oh,
filling in
yeah.
last week. I watched the show yesterday. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's always kind of
Yeah,
fun
we had a good
to
time.
when they do this and I can kind of watch from the outside. It's pretty neat.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we had a good time. Yeah, we always enjoy it when Steve joins us. Maybe he'll be back soon. We talked about the idea of him returning to share his experiences at Vintage Computer Festival
Midwest.
Midwest, which
Yep.
is this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he made the trip out there.
He's
And
off
he's
in
not.
Chicago. Oh yeah.
Uh-huh. I saw some pictures somewhere. Somebody had posted pictures. I don't remember
Hmm.
where that was, but yeah, it looks like a great event. I mean, I was looking at pictures of the booths, lots of interesting things set up, stuff for sale. So we'll see if he came back empty-handed or not.
It would be really nice to be
Um,
able to make it to a few
yeah,
more of the events just to see how they differ from location to location.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
So we
also
were we were
speaking
talking.
of the oh, so also speaking of the
No.
vintage computer festivals, I did meet up with Earl Bao, who we had on the show a few weeks ago.
Uh
He's
huh.
one of the people that coordinates, and I was able to get him some Apple IIe parts. So that's another thing that
Oh,
happened
okay.
in Atlanta. Yeah,
Did you get to chat with him much? Did you find out
a
how his
little
event
bit.
went?
We didn't really have a place to park because
Oh,
parking in Atlanta is ridiculous.
so you had to
So
make
he
the
basically sat in the
transfer.
car and we talked about 20 minutes. But yeah, he talked
Oh,
about the event a little bit. Yeah.
hmm, well, great. And what did you wind up passing along to him?
I had a spare Apple IIe logic board and that worked in a questionable power supply. It's something that I don't know if it worked or not, but
Oh,
if
okay.
anything, I told him because he wanted the parts. He's putting together one of the clear Apple IIe cases,
I
and he
see.
didn't want
That's right.
to disassemble a working one. So this
No
this is a good
disassemble.
start.
Hmm. Well, let's see. Today, if you're watching on YouTube, you kind of get an idea of what I'm going to talk about, right? Because you can see it all behind me. Um, and if you're just listening, well, I guess I'll have to say what's behind me. But I've got a number of Apple rugs, the Latch hook kit rugs
A
specifically.
plethora, one might say.
Yes, one might. What's that from? What's that reference?
That is from Three Amigos. They would you say I have a
That's
plethora of
right.
pinatas?
The bandito,
Yes, yes.
the villain or
El
whatever.
Guapo.
Yes, oh,
Yeah.
guapo. The three amigos. Yes, a plethora of Apple rugs behind me. So we'll talk about that later on, and then we got the usual stuff. We got an Apple event coming up this week. There's some cool news to talk about. So I think we'll be right back with some eBay finds.
James, what's that on your shirt? I'm trying to make out the.
Oh, did I spill something? I had a little
Yes, yes,
spittle.
yes.
Um,
Um,
my
is it?
shirt.
Yeah, the cord's kind of in the way. I can't.
Yeah, yeah. Then this is the Ipod Shuffle
Oh, okay.
shirt.
Nice.
One of the the Apple retail employees would wear this.
Got
Have
it.
I not? I don't think maybe I've not worn this shirt before.
I don't think
Can't
I've seen that
remember.
one. I don't think I saw the one you wore last week either.
That was a
Of course,
first.
I'm sporting this very lovely.
Yes, we should spin up the merch shop again. It's been a few years. We could come up with some cool stuff. Um, anyway, let's see. Let's get some eBay finds.
All right.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, all set.
In three, two, one. It's time for eBay finds. Last week we had that the medical Mac poster, just what the doctor ordered. That poster received no bids at the starting bid of $399. It has been relisted at that same price. There is a make an offer, and this auction will again expire in 4 days from now.
It's very Attack of the Titans-y looking.
Attack of the Titans.
It's
That's a show, I
it's
guess.
an anime. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, please stand by. We are experiencing technical difficulties. It would appear we lost James. Interesting. So, how's everyone out there? Yes, Attack. Yeah. I've never actually watched the anime. I hope it's good. Let me just message James here and see what is going on. Oh,
And
oh.
I am back.
Hey, Andy's back.
Did you entertain everybody while I was away? We're still recording, so I'll just edit that
Yeah.
little bit out later. That's what happens when you're doing it live. Um, Stuff like that happens. Let's see if I can get back to where we were.
Sure.
Um, Everything, all my windows are out of whack now, but
Oh no.
we'll just do it on the fly and see. So
All right, sounds good.
all right. Well, we also had the box system software.
Oh, the sealed, yes.
Yes, yes, and that one is still going. It's a live
No
auction.
way. Wow.
Yeah, it's got a couple days to go. After 5 bids, it's up to $62.
Okay.
Okay. And then the other one was I don't have a picture of it here. I can't share it, but that we'll see if I can. That was the original Mac. It was kind of the weird one. It had some Atari stuff thrown in here. Let's see.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That one did not sell. It had a kind of a lofty starting price of $859, and turns out the auction's no longer available. Okay, this week, look at this. It's been a while since we've talked about these. These posters, this is the 1984/2004 20th anniversary of the Mac poster. These were distributed at Macworld in 2004. I was there. Were you there? Who was there? I don't know if you had gone to that one with me. They handed these things out, and it's a poster of the legendary hammer thrower, right, from the 1984 Macintosh ad. And it's been edited because in 2004, guess what everybody was carrying? Or, they all had their iPods. So it's kind of an interesting poster now because, this many years later.
Yeah, everything's
now
retro
the whole
about
thing
this.
is old.
Sure.
Now people today look at that, and it almost looks like that wasn't doctored because it's all like old stuff, right? Look at that ancient iPod and whatever. But this seller is selling them, and I can't imagine it. This is a decent deal here.
Yeah,
They're selling
I don't know
these
why
things.
these aren't gone already.
Yeah, they've got 5 of them.
Yeah,
with a buy it now of $39.99. Now they do tack on a $20 shipping charge, so whatever.
But never
still,
out of tube, which means you're not going to get something that's got holes in the corner. It's ready to go. I mean, just yeah.
I think a real collectible. That somebody still has a handful of these from that event now, 17 plus years ago. All right, next
we have a very nice Apple Macintosh SE SuperDrive, the FDHD model, the one that had the 1.4 meg floppies versus the 800 meg. But this one's really great. It's got a 1 gig SCSI to SD hard drive in it, and 2 megs of RAM. Wait, I'm sorry, 2 meg.
No,
anyway,
4 megs.
4 megs.
4 megs of RAM.
Yeah, I'm looking at where it says 2 meg floppy, and that doesn't.
Yeah. Don't
know what they mean by that. Anyway, so yes, you've got a very nice SE FDHD. Other than that, I mean, it boots. I don't see a keyboard and a mouse with this. Do you see that at all? I'm looking at the description. No keyboard or mouse comes with the unit.
Okay.
So at first I thought, well, this is a pretty reasonable price, but the fact that it's not a keyboard or mouse makes the starting price of $150 a little high for an SE. I think, even if it is an FDHD. At least with this model, it is a ADB, so finding a ADB keyboard and mouse is not a problem, especially for anyone wanting to get this. They probably already have a stash of them. Now, I noticed on this one also, it says free local pickup, but it does have, here we go, it does have shipping on there, $34.53. I looked at the other stuff this person's selling, and it looks like it's from like a thrift store or something like that. Nothing else computer related. So I would be really worried how the person's going to pack this and send it for $34. So if anyone is going to bid on this, which right now it has 0 bids, I would definitely want to talk to the seller about making sure this thing is packaged well.
I noticed there's on the front, nice clean bright plastics. On the back, a little bit of yellowing, right?
Probably the back faced a window or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would appear to have somebody's math homework on it.
Yeah. It's got some leftover stuff on the hard drive, presumably. Yeah. It looks like the owner was Mitch. That's the name of the hard drive, anyway.
Or the computer's name was Mitch. Yes.
Computer's name was Mitch. Somebody was named Mitch, and
They have
They
a
have
bunch of 10th grade
their
homework.
their mythology homework is on
Yeah,
there
and
too.
math.
So you throw that in, I guess. So that might have some value by itself. All right, let's move on to this. What is that? Well, I think we'll talk more about these things in a future episode because we've been hearing for many years about Apple's foray into the automobile, right? There's this idea that they might either probably partner, right, with another manufacturer with
Sure.
some
Hmm.
Apple-based autonomous driving, mapping solution. And when that day comes, well, you certainly would want to give it a proper license plate. And so this license plate frame, let's see, the description says incredibly rare and new. I guess new means unused, right? It's pretty old. Apple license plate frame with embossed logos. And it says amazing find from my collection from the mid 80s, never been used, been in storage for over 3 decades. Apple computer name is embossed with the 2 multicolored Apple logos raised to look like they're glued and look to be glued rather than embossed. Absolutely beautiful. Incredibly rare item for the serious Apple collector.
It's a very odd look on the background behind where it says Apple Computer and has those 2 logos. It almost
It's got like a striation in there, a
weird.
texture.
When I first saw it, I thought it was something that was 3D printed because that's
It does have
exactly
that kind of look to
what
it.
it looks like. Yeah.
So you've got a license plate frame. It's plastic, and in the bottom you've got your 6-color Apple logos there. And what's really cool about this is the text Apple Computer that's written in modern Textura and
Love that modern
painted
Textura
in
font.
gold.
Yes.
Right. This is legit. These were available back in the 80s through whatever outlet. I don't know specifically. Maybe through the Gif Catalog. I do have one of these, at least one. I didn't pay $400 or $399 is what they're asking for. There is a make an offer, but these are certainly rare. And there were a variety of license plate frames and license plates that were given away or sold or
Right.
whatever
Yeah.
through the years. And I've made an attempt to add those to my collection. So sometime later on, I don't think we've done an episode on it. I'll share my little collection of frames and plates.
That sounds
But
good.
this one ends in 4 days. Again, there is a make an offer there. Ships from Louisville, Colorado.
Yeah, $400. Yeah, that's just a bit pricey.
Okay. Let's take a look at the chat, see what's saying here. Oh, that's tempting. Which one was tempting? I don't remember.
The posters, maybe? The poster.
Maybe? Yeah, posters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're saying the 2 meg floppy because that's the unformatted. It's 2 meg. That's maybe what they're talking about. So.
Oh, Michael mentions that he got the Apple III brochure. It's at his U.S. address. So hopefully he'll be getting that to his Australian address.
Oh, the one.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So he outbid me.
Oh.
Mulher. No, that's all right. I'm glad he got it.
Yes.
He's the archivist among us.
Yeah,
so.
he is. He is fantastic at his archiving. And I look forward to getting a nice high-res version that we can print.
Yes. So. Okay, let's see. Where are we now on the show? Oh, we're going to talk about what's behind me.
Yes. Look out! Behind you!
All right. You ready to go?
I am ready.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Well, John and I kind of were scrambling at the last minute to come up with something cool to talk about. And he thought, well, what about something from the collection, from my collection?
Yeah.
So I wandered through my archives and saw the rugs, which I had laid out in previous episodes, right? Mm-hmm. Just as kind of decoration in the background. but didn't really talk much about him. And then I thought, well, did we ever talk about him? It turns out we sort of did a long time ago,
Yeah.
back on episode, I think it's 50 or 15.
Oh wow. So first
Yeah.
year. So what? Yeah.
Yeah,
a while
March
ago.
31st, 2007, there was a note. I didn't go back and listen to it, but we did talk about it. So I must have had one back then. I didn't
You have
have
a few
everything that I
more
have
now.
now. And even then, that was a long time ago. So, there's probably more to talk about. So I thought, okay, let's talk about that. And it's a good thing I did, because it sent me on a path. First, it sent me on a path to find all the ones that I had, which I think are more than I remember. And then I also learned something completely new,
Oh, very nice.
which is going to turn this segment into a two-parter. So we'll tease the second part when we get done talking about the latch hook rugs. So behind me is one of them. Now, that is obviously assembled and complete and framed.
Do you want to go
But
ahead and switch to big screen for you so
Oh,
we can see it a little bit better?
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, there we go. Solo layout. There we go. So there you can see it.
Perfect,
You get about
yeah.
the back size. It's behind me a little bit. It's about 3 feet on the side. But I do want to show these slides, because this is where you would get it back in 82, 83, the Apple Gif Catalog. So there's the cover of it. And let's see. Let's look inside this catalog. And there it is in a semi-assembled state. Right? And so the description says, latch hook rug kit. Have hours of enjoyment creating your own latch hook rug. Everything is included in your kit to produce a 100% polyester and acrylic rug that can also double as a wall hanging. Imagine the compliments when friends discover that you did all the work. 34 inches by 34 inches, pre-cut yarn, screen canvas, hook latch tool, and instructions. $75. What's the $4.50? I don't even know what that is. There's a $4.50 charge at the end. I don't know what that is. That's not shipping. Would that be shipping? Could be. I guess it could be. Yeah. $75, which you almost got to triple that number for today's price, right? Today's dollars. And you can see the picture of it there. And this was a big thing that was being done, I think, in the 70s and 80s or whatever.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
People doing latch hook rugs, and I'm sure people still do it. And anyway, while I'm at it, you see the other thing on that page, the jigsaw puzzle?
The puzzle. Yeah.
A puzzle of the Apple II. I think it's an Apple II Plus, 500-piece, 17-inch by 19-inch puzzle. I have that puzzle too, as it just so happens. And I think maybe we did an episode on that too.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
think I got a couple of puzzles, but maybe we'll talk about that another time. But anyway, so the kit, I never assembled it myself. I got this. It was an eBay auction many years ago. It was beautifully. It's got this nice, of the era gold frame. Very well put together. And over the years, I've gathered more. So I got a couple more over here that aren't framed. But it allows you to, like this one right here, this one could easily enough be hung, because they, while not framed, they did sew in like wood dowels.
Oh, very
here,
nice.
At
Give
the
it
top
a little,
and the bottom.
rigidity. Sure.
Yeah, at the top of the bottom. So, it hangs very nicely, right?
So do all the rugs you have like that? Are they all from the kit? I swear at one point I remember you having like one that was smaller or something like that.
I do.
Okay.
You're ahead of me.
Got it.
But yeah, I'll get that. So we got that one. This other one is the same. It just doesn't have the wood.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that would probably be the stock. If you built one, that's what it was. This, I know I didn't have this in 2007, because I checked the return, the postage on this, and I got this one. It was delivered to me in 2010. So any idea what's in here? No idea. there's something, a little critter got in here and ate a couple holes into this. But these are the instructions.
Oh, nice.
This is the
Hey.
kit.
Wow.
So
So you
get
have
a
an
cup of coffee, sit back. I'm going to live stream the assembly. There's the little mat.
Oh my gosh.
And
That is fantastic.
these are
Wow.
all the little tubes of yarn, which the whole box is filled. There's a lot of yarn, and there's the little border piece. You got that? I mean, it's just all the colors
Yeah.
of the apple rainbow are in here, and it look at that. And then it's got you got your little tool in there too. So
Mm-hmm.
it's all in there, just as you would have
Fantastic.
purchased back in
Wow.
1983. So there it is, before and after. Oh, and then there on the back it shows you, if you make sure you get the colors in the right order. It has your guide. These are the instructions on how you do latch hook, and then that's your pattern, right?
That's great. That is great.
All right. So there we go. So you mentioned the other variation. This did not come from that kit. This one, I don't know. Again, it was an auction I got years ago. I thought maybe it was the same thing that somebody had customized to add Apple II at the bottom. It turns out it is smaller, like you were saying. It's and the color is a little different too. So this may have been somebody's home.
Just a fan made,
right? It's a scaled size. You see the green at the top is a little brighter.
Yeah.
Not quite the right
It's
color.
also the narrow band green. It looks like where the.
Oh yeah, well yeah, it does cut a thinner slice at the top. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
But they did a nice job with Apple II and Modern Tech.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love the Apple II down at the bottom. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. That probably deserves to be put into a frame and hung near my Apple II stuff. But there. So here's where we get to talk about what I learned new that will lead me to a part 2. And that, I have to put up a slide here. Let's go back and put this up here. Another page, actually the very next page, I think, in the gift catalog is this. Right? Does that look familiar? And the description says, wall hanging. This magnificent wall hanging of the Apple logo is truly a work of art produced by leading designer Myra Berg. Each one is handmade and reflects the quality craftsmanship she is known for. Perfect for office or game room. 3 feet by 3 feet, $350, $13 shipping and handling.
Now that one looks like it has a little bit of depth to it. Like the color on the apples are actually a little bit higher than the beige part or the white part in the back.
Yeah, you see the difference. I never really paid much attention, and over the years, whenever I saw this catalog, I always thought, oh, well, this is just the pre-assembled one, right? You could buy it pre-assembled and pay $350, right? Because it's presented very similarly. It's pretty much the same size as the one on the previous page, which is the kit. So it kind of leads you to believe. I don't think it's too hard to believe. And then, but you're right, when you start looking more carefully at it, and it's a small picture too, so you can't really appreciate all the detail. But it turns out that this is an entirely a different thing altogether.
Nice, very nice.
It is not that. Okay. The one that they sold was a limited edition. Originally believed that there were only 25 of them made by
oh my gosh,
Miss Berg. Later it turned out, we found out that there were 27, an extra 2 made for some special customers. And then of course they're very rare and hard to find. So we're going to tell the story of this next week, or maybe the week after, but eventually we'll do part 2. We'll talk about the one you really want, the wall hanging, the limited edition, and maybe even get to talk to Myra herself. She's still active in the arts.
I noticed this is the early droopy butt version of the Apple logo also.
Oh yeah, it's a little right. It's got that kind of elongated slightly.
Yeah, yeah, on the left
Yeah.
hand side. Uh huh.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. Um, but anyway, so there you go. It's my latch hook rug kits. There's more to talk about with the rare fancy version, the wall hanging.
Well, that'd
So
be awesome
we'll
if you
get to
could
that
get
another
her
time.
on the show. That would be
Yeah.
really
So
great.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've contacted. We'll see if we hear. Okay. Yeah. Well worth 350 says Michael, which would have been about $1,000 today.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
not in, you think about it, 1,000. Now, if you knew today that there were only 250 made, yes, the $1,000, bam, buy it
Yeah.
now. Um, Nobody knew that when the catalog came out. There was
Of
no
course.
listing.
Sure. Right.
I mean, my gosh, there was this limited thing there. Now, even back then, if you knew that there were 250, would it be that much? Would you think it was that big a deal? I don't. Maybe not. I don't know. It's just some silly logo from another computer company is probably going to go be defunct in another year or so, right? You
Now
don't
I
know.
noticed in the chat window, people are talking about how the latch hook rugs are going for people keep mentioning like $3,000.
Oh, no, no, no. That was we talked about the crazy Ken who was selling a
Ah, okay.
$40 Chinese Alibaba rug
Oh,
for
right.
three
Yes,
thousand
yes,
dollars
yes.
or something.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, I don't know. Yeah. If you want to talk about value of these things, going rate, they come up so infrequently. I don't even remember. I don't know if anybody in the chat even remembers seeing a listing for these in recent years. I mean, I probably acquired these probably well over 10 years ago. Um, yeah, and like I said, this was almost 11 years since I got the kit itself. How many of these
Yeah,
unassembled kits have survived?
exactly, exactly.
I know
Oh, that
if
is
had I bought the
fantastic.
kit back then, I know it would have never been made. But I don't know about other people. All right, let's go to the news. Actually, when we got some time, I can fix my Windows situation. See if I can here. Looks like I'm in pretty good shape. Okay, let's go. Let's see. We'll pull some stuff up here. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Got a smattering of stories here. Begin with the iBook G3 clamshell replacement logo. Now, if you have a clamshell iBook, good chance you're missing the little inset colored logo in the lid. They have a tendency to pop out,
Especially the leaf.
especially the leaf.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I've been on the hunt for, well, I say I've been on the hunt. I'm kind of waiting for one to just drop out of the sky of a key lime leaf to
Yes.
finish off my key
Yep.
lime. I think the rest of my iBooks are intact. Are you missing any logos,
Fortunately,
leaves,
I'm lucky and I
leaves?
have kept my leaves. Yes.
Hmm.
I only have
The
the three.
leaves have
So,
not left.
right. It is. I know fall is
Good.
coming though, so I have to make sure
Yes.
I'm
Take
safe with
leave
those.
of your
Yeah.
leaves. Well, this enterprising creator here is making handmade out of resin replacement logos.
They look really well done.
Yeah, there's some details. Now they're not perfect.
Yeah,
There
but I
are
bet you could polish
limited,
those a little bit more. Yeah, there's
maybe.
hmm
Um, the description says these are replacement logos I have made. They are not original. They are handmade, casted in resin and sanded on the backside. Due to the handmade nature, I cannot guarantee a perfect end product. So there may be traces of bubbles, scratches, color thickness variations. However, I make sure to inspect and compare them to the original parts to be as similar in color and shape as possible. So yeah, maybe with some finer sanding techniques, you could get them to be even smoother,
plastic
perhaps.
polish, perhaps. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if those surface variations actually go through the whole
that is true.
material, and
That
you
is
may
true.
not be able to polish it. Or maybe you could add something else to it, right? Some kind of finish or whatever. I don't know. But these pictures, they look pretty darn good and not bad if you don't have any other options. So they're selling them on the Etsy store. Kemze, Kemze is the seller and creator. Not cheap for, a little bit of plastic, but again, the effort to go into this and the unique materials. $20.62 is the price. Now they're only available in I was going to say blue. It's not really blue. It's blueberry, right? And tangerine. So I'm still waiting for the key lime.
Yeah.
And then I'll get some. And he says he's looking to expand to key lime and graphite, right? All right. And then another fan-made creation here. We saw this over on Reddit. Right? The maker is 22R_art. And she, not sure, is printing these on vinyl. Got a very cool printer, sheets of vinyl, stitches them together. I guess I don't know how they're
sewing machine right now.
Sewing machine. Okay.
Yep.
There you go. I think they made a comment about maybe finding a softer material. It's a pretty rigid vinyl.
Yeah, I mentioned Tyvek to them, which is a lot thinner banner material.
So they're custom dust covers for classic Macs, but they've got sort of an abstract view of the lines, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Very nice, very colorful
on the outside.
I very much like the style.
A lot of interest already on Reddit on buying these if they were made available, and also suggestions on the design. Right. These are cool. They're great as is, but you could take it another step. Maybe have something on the screen, say hello, maybe the Picasso Mac logo. I mean, looks like they've got a number of colors to work with. I don't know how many colors they can use, if they can get a green, and if they can get all 6 colors and incorporate that into the design. What a great start.
Yeah.
Did we have a lot more dust back in the 80s? We were covering everything with dust covers.
I remember all the computers. I had a dust cover for just the keyboard part of my Apple IIe, and all the toaster Macs had.
Yeah, I don't know if
covers.
if we had more dust, or we were just more fearful of the dust that existed in it.
Sure.
We had this at the time, very expensive computers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, computers back then was like the cost of a small car, and like putting if you parked your car outside, you get a cover for it too, right? So I guess it was the idea of protecting a very expensive investment. Okay. Well, why is everything almost for sale or whatever? It looks like I'm hawking stuff. I don't have any.
How much?
Have an interest
come on,
in
James.
any of this.
How much of a cut are you actually getting on these? Come on. This is one of those sneaky ways to get advertising onto the podcast, isn't it? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
If you make it to Apple Park and to their gift shop, they're selling a lot of vintage inspired stuff, which is great. Lots of 6-color Apple logo things, and it's I'm sure they're very nice shirts and hats and whatever else, and so but they are going to get the Apple tax over there. There are places you can go on eBay where people are reselling those, probably to the chagrin of Apple, but reselling them, and then you have to pay even more, right, to pay that middleman. Or you could go another route. There's a seller on Etsy, Incon Print, that has recreated one of the designs that they're selling at Apple Park, and it's the Hello logo, but the script has the 6 colors of the Apple logo kind of blended throughout.
Yeah, when the new iMacs. This is from when the new iMacs came out.
Right. Of course, the Hello is a throwback to the original Mac saying hello. So that's been brought forward.
I think I'm going to have to order one of these before the cease and desist letter goes through to the website.
I ordered mine this morning. They are $19.99. You can even select a different shirt color which for me, black works the best because
Yeah. Hmm.
most contrast to all the 6 colors, but you can get it in a bunch of different other colors. So I thought I'd pass that along. And finally, one more thing. Next week, California streaming is what Apple is calling the event.
Funny.
September 14th. Is that Tuesday? 10 a.m. Pacific time. This is their usual fall event. The expectation is iPhone 13 and Apple Watch Series 7.
Oh, wow.
Did they skip 13? Are they still doing that? Is 13 still, are there still 13? Is there a 13th floor? And I know for a while hotels didn't have like a 13th floor.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, of course. I don't know. Is that universal internationally?
No, because in Japan, it's a different number that they leave out of their
it's
elevators. 4. Yeah, because they have
Yeah.
a different unlucky number.
Right. 4
Yeah.
would be the unlucky number. But yeah, I don't know if 13, if that's internationally known as unlucky. So maybe Apple is not going to bother about superstitions and give us iPhone 13. And what else? Right? We haven't got.
Well, streaming,
Pro-
I'm assuming, is going to be a. Do you think it's just because it's a streaming event, or do you think it's going to be?
Oh yeah, that's right.
something-
What's hidden here in this message?
Right, right.
We've got this glowing see-through Apple logo, which to me screams augmented reality. I don't know. We've been that's been in the back burner for a long time, but this idea of, you can still see the background and yet have this overlay.
Superimposed, sure.
Yeah. Is that too far a reach for me? I don't know. I've not heard. It just kind of occurred to me right now. But California streaming, yeah. Does that mean more than just the event is streaming? They use different. It's a different term below. See, it says, "Please join us for a special Apple event broadcasting from Apple Park, not streaming from Apple Park." So they use a different word, suggesting the streaming means something else rather than the streaming event. So, what would that be? Some new streaming service? I don't know. So we'll find out on September 14th. All right. Yeah. What's that? G5 PowerBook? Is that what's coming out?
Finally.
Trina says in Canada they don't have a 13th floor in her apartment, so it's not just the U.S. Maybe it's North America. I don't know. That's right. Michael says they did release iOS 13, so Apple is not afraid
in Australia, they don't have the 31st floor in their buildings. Yeah.
So that's the unlucky number, 31.
It's upside. Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry for you too. Okay. Let's see. I guess we can wrap it up.
Yeah. So,
So
hopefully
next week. Yeah. Maybe part 2 of the Apple.
We actually have a few things lined up as opposed to scrambling at the last minute for what to do. We have possibly Steve, possibly the interview or just part 2 of the rug. And then I've got something lined up at some point. So.
Oh. Okay. All right. Let's put that down then. Let's lay that down. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Well, thanks for joining us. The episode, if you're just listening, is way more engaging if you're watching too. So be sure to tune into YouTube. Either join us live so you can participate in the chat or just catch it later, but you'll get to see all the rug art that I've been sharing with the folks here in YouTube land. Next week, maybe part 2 of this discussion. We'll see how that comes together. We've also got possibly a report from Steve Mac 84 on Vintage Computer Festival Midwest. John's got something to share too. You got something that
what kind of things
I
to you?
gave you?
Yeah.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Something I had languishing in my attic for, I would bet, 15 years in a Florida attic, mind you.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
but a testament to the quality of Apple hardware, I should say, right? So maybe we'll see that. Anything else, John?
Nothing on my end.
All right. Well, thanks to everybody in the chat for joining us, and we will talk to you or see you next week. Until then, remember, it's not old.
It's retro.
All right. $31. So why is 31? I'm like, why is it 13 in the U.S.? I don't know. Do you know John? You know
I have no
why
idea.
is 13 unlucky? Question. Of course, there's a lot of articles on there. 13 months, 13 zodiac signs, something, 13. Da, da, da. I don't know.
Like Michael's
I wish
comment,
it was
better a Florida attic than a Florida basement. Yeah, we don't have basements in Florida because they just become in-ground pools very quickly.
Yeah. Well, then he is right.
I miss having a basement. Up in Wisconsin, it was like a whole
Mm-hmm.
bonus floor for your house.
Right.
Just so many cool things you could do with a basement.
And basements are great. It would be great in Florida if we didn't have the moisture high water table because
cooler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Be a proper.
Yeah, I actually lived in the basement in Wisconsin when I was in high school because we had no air conditioning. So it was cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter because that's where the heater was too. So yes, great. I miss me a basement.
But you got yourself an attic, so
that's right.
Do with that. All right. Let's say goodbye to everybody in the chat. Thanks again for joining us. Thanks for participating. Anything else, John?
Nothing. You all have a great day. We'll see you all next week.
All right. Bye.